Oh my goodness, does it get any better than this? Week 10 of marathon training has almost come to an end. This is PKS Runs. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Paul. This is PKS Runs. I am a 2:45 hour marathoner. I am currently training for the London Marathon, and my usual runs are in the picturesque in its own kind of way town of Bridgewater. But you will see, this is not Bridgewater. This is my absolute favourite place on the planet, Bantham. I am running today from Bantham to Salcombe along the coast path. It is going to be a tough old run, 12 miles, but don't let that fool you. I think about 1,700 feet of elevation, some seriously steep climbs, decent technical running trails. Oh, we are going to have a fun time together, folks. If you wouldn't mind just hitting the like button, subscribing, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out, that would really help me. You can also find me on Instagram at PKS Runs, on TikTok and on Strava. You can also follow the PKS Running Club, which is a Strava running group and podcast. So with all of those formalities out of the way, let's talk about week 10. As is customary on this channel, I will start by telling you my weekly mileage. I have done a whopping total of 30.4 miles this week, including 2 complete rest days. I didn't run on Thursday or Friday, so in theory my legs are nicely rested. We'll see if that's true. Today's run is definitely going to be a slightly harder one to film because it is non-stop up and down, and the ups aren't just little baby climbs, they are steep climbs. There is one around Sawmill Cove, which I think is going to be about 10 miles in. I've tackled that a couple of times. I've not done it for years actually, but I've never made it to the top. So this is going to be an interesting one today. This week really has provided the perfect mental reset for my marathon training, and I really needed that. Quite unintentionally, if I'm honest. I did my usual miles Monday, Tuesday, was in the gym. Wednesday morning I got up and went to the gym, but I didn't drive. I had been out at an event in London and didn't get home till 12:30, and I'm usually in bed by 9 at the latest, so I was seriously tired, feeling incredibly groggy. Really struggled to pluck the energy out to do even the gym session. For some stupid reason, I then decided to go out and run an interval session on the Wednesday lunchtime, and it just didn't go well. The workout was supposed to be 15-minute warm-up, 5 by 4 minutes on with 2-minute walking. I didn't hit the target paces, but I gave it everything. There was a serious headwind. I did what I could. I actually didn't walk in the rest between the intervals. I just did a slow jog, purely psychologically really, because I knew that if I walked I'd struggle to get moving again. And I've put the times up on the screen so you can see them for the interval splits. Look, they're not awful, but they're not where I want them to be. But off 4 hours sleep, I shouldn't have done that workout. I should have just done an easy run, pushed the interval session into Thursday. That would have been the sensible thing to do. I think we've all established at this point in the journey there is nothing sensible about PKS Runs, even though my family actually call me Captain Sensible, but that's an aside. So all of that latent tiredness then flowed into Thursday morning. Couldn't even get out of bed. Snoozed my alarm multiple times until Laura finally kicked me out of bed and just said, look, just drive to the gym, get it done. I probably put in 40% effort at best. Look, I'm glad I got out and did something, but again, felt pretty lazy in comparison to what I'm used to doing. I actually had a sports massage booked in for Thursday lunchtime, which meant that I knew that I was always going to take Friday as a rest day. So I just went with it. I had my sports massage on Thursday. Brutal. Absolutely killed. And I had a rest day yesterday. I had a lovely walk down here. And here I am today, getting 12 miles, which will take me up to 42 miles. A very different marathon training week. Okay, let's talk about footwear. What am I wearing on this run? Well, a shoe that I've not really run in very much, if I can be completely honest. I picked up a pair of Nike Pegasus 39 Shield when I was in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago. Didn't need them, didn't want them, but they were $40 in the Nike outlet store, and I thought, heck, that is too good a bargain not to take, so I bought them. And yeah, they're a road shoe, but they've got a waterproof upper, and I wouldn't say a trail base like sole, but it's pretty grippy, so actually on a run like this, absolutely perfect. Morning. Hiya. I've always been quite a big fan of the Pegasus as a shoe. Haven't run in them for a few years, but I thought it's worth just having a go. They're pretty comfy. They're not the slickest ride I've been in all week, but they do the job. Perfect for traversing the South Devon cliff tops. And just look at that. Isn't that incredible? I mean, what is not to love about running when you've got views like that? It is absolutely sensational. In last week's video, I talked about missing the joy of running, like loving running. And this is what I'm talking about. A day like today, a trail run. I've got some pace targets. I've got a mileage target, but really, I'm just out in nature. And certainly in between London and Valencia, I am going to be making sure there is an absolute ton of time for just fun running, trails, adventuring. This is a route I know pretty well, but it doesn't lose its majesty, its charm, just the impact that it has on my soul, being out in creation that is so stunning. Oh my word. Right now, gratitude levels sky high. Look at that. I mean, honestly, just look at that. Thurleston just over there, Bantham, Thurleston Rock just there. You can't see it actually. Coming around to Hope Cove and then all the way around, we'll finish at South Sands, North Sands actually. Absolutely stunning. When I retire, I want to retire down here. Once I have been cremated, I want my ashes scattered down here. There is no place I'd rather be. Whilst I'm running up yet another hill, let's talk about the pacing for this run. I mapped the run out on the Garmin Connect app before I came out, and I set myself a Pace Pro target pace. It basically tracks the run and tells you what pace you should be running at what times to hit a certain time. Whilst I said earlier on, morning. Whilst I said earlier on in the video that there wasn't any real pace and time objectives, there are, because I've got to get to the Winking Prawn by 11 o'clock to meet Laura and Phoebe and my mum and dad, because they stopped serving breakfast at 11:15. So I set myself an average pace of 9-minute miles. I'm currently 16 seconds ahead of the target. It takes into account there are going to be times when I'm going to run faster and times when I'm going to run slower. As you can tell, going up the hills are pretty tough. I'm about to go down a hill and then I'm going to go up again. And I kid you not, that is the route the whole way. I'm actually working my way towards that little bit of headland there. That's Bulbury Down, and I'll be traversing up there and then round and then back over the other side. So far so good. I left at about 9:15, and if you're good with your maths, you'll know that 9-minute miles on a 12.1 mile run should take about 1 hour 51. So I do need to try and make up a bit of time somewhere. But look, I don't think they're going to order without me if I am a couple of minutes late. At least I hope they won't. Be a real test of love, won't it? I would say this: if you're a road runner and you want to properly test yourself, get out on the trails. You might think you're shit hot on the road, but go and battle some steep climbs, one after the next, after the next, after the next. It's a whole different kind of running. And we're climbing again. Trail running is non-stop, but it's so good for you, for the mental health. I mean, obviously, the beauty for the running form, you are basically not putting your foot down in the same way, step after step after step. So it's a great way of avoiding overuse injuries. Oh, this is a tough hill here. Whew. And hill climbing like this, what a way of building strength and power without adding a ton of additional impact. You can't beat it. But boy, I am feeling pretty buggered right now. 13 seconds ahead, we're still doing well. I've had to resort to putting my sunglasses up on top of my head purely because I was sweating so badly into them that I couldn't actually see anything. And if there's one thing I can tell you about running along cliffs, and that's this: you want to see where you're going, because if you don't, it's a real fucking long way to fall. I am just enjoying a very nice bit of path here. First time for a while I've been on just a solid path. I thought I would just tell you how I'm feeling about where we are in the marathon journey. Just finishing week 10, and I feel pretty calm. I feel pretty chilled. And two things I've been thinking about this week: priorities and perspective. And where my race goal fits in my priorities in life is actually pretty down. First, my first priority is my family. Being a good husband, being a good father. My second priority is my own personal well-being. Sure, running plays a part in that, but it is not the whole picture. Thirdly, I'm working full-time. That's how I pay for my family and for my running. I don't earn any money from running. I don't. In fact, it costs me a lot of money to keep running, to fuel myself, to do the massages and the nutrition. the race times are really number 5. So, you know, running and fitness is number 4. Race times, targets, goals are number 5. Which leads me on to perspective. Got to have perspective. Even finishing this race will put me in the top 1% of the population who will complete a marathon this year. That in itself is extraordinary. If I get a time, brilliant. If I don't, who gives a shit? No one. No one cares if I miss a run. No one cares if I have a good training run, a bad training run. Hold it all in perspective. My life, quite honestly, is incredible. I am so fortunate. I am so lucky, and got to hold that intention. Back to this run, you can see I'm pretty elevated now, and I've got a little bit of a flat, then I've got a little bit of a climb, then a huge drop right down to sea level into Sawmill Cove, and then up the other side. Let me tell you, that is gonna be horrific, but right now I'm more excited about this. Hello fella. Highland Key. Okay, Denny. One there. And another big fella here. Hello. Oh, freaking love nature. I really do. Right. However, I'm now 30 seconds behind. I know I only lost a few seconds there, but there have been a lot of gates that I've had to go through. I've been losing time on those, but 30 seconds is not a big deal. I can catch that up when I get to a decent downhill. Gotta concentrate on these. This is break your ankle territory. And if I'm honest, I'm a bit out of practice. Cannot take your eyes off the trail. You just have to focus. Keep your eyes in front of you. Find the best possible foot placements and allow gravity to do its job. Now is the time for 100% focus. One wrong footstep here and the marathon journey is over. Where's the friggin' path? We've lost the path. Okay, it was this way. Downhill trail running is immense fun. It's about balance. It's about precision. It is about foot placement. It is about concentration. Never putting a foot fucking hell in the wrong place. That was close. Just clipped my foot there on a bit of the path. Nearly went base over apex. That would have been horrible. Made it. That was very close. Gary would have loved that. As you can see, there is the sea. I am down in Sawmill Cove. That is where I'm heading. Gnarly. It's going to be steep. It's going to be brutal. On either side of this, I have never made it up without stopping. That's the challenge. It's been a few years since I came up this hill, so we'll see how we do. Another bloody gate. I might not say to fucking hell, cow pat, but look at it. Oh my word. As you can hear, I am working hard here. As you can see, it's a really friggin' long way. I do not want to pass out at this point. My death would be very quick and arguably very painful. At this point, my body is screaming. The lactic acid buildup in my legs is serious. The lack of oxygen in my lungs is serious. I seem to be coming down. I don't know if that's a full stop. Yeah, that's a full stop. I've got another one of those. This, without question, is better than any workout I've done in this whole marathon training block. I guarantee. Currently 1 minute 27 behind schedule. Oh, that's not good, is it? Okay, I think this is the big one. Oh. My heart rate must be through the roof. I am barely even moving. Questionable as to whether I could walk this fast. Okay, I'm having to walk. Let's have a look at where the heart rate is, just for morbid curiosity. 173. That is serious effort. This hill remains on my list to defeat. One day. One day. Look at that. And oh my God. This is where perspective comes in, because if there was any point in which I'm thinking, oh Paul, you're such a pussy, you never made it up the hill, let me tell you, 99% of the population will be in this condition, having just walked that hill, and I ran a good 90% of it. And there's more. I think I've got about 2.5 miles to go. I've just about recovered from that hill. I lost some serious time there. I think I've got about 2.5 miles to go. I can't even remember if I just said that. And I'm now chasing down a time target. I was 3 minutes behind. I'm now 1 minute 56 behind. It's going to be very touch and go on whether I reach that target. And guess what? I'm about to climb again. Whew. Nothing comparison though to the last one. let's talk very briefly about fueling on this run. Before I left the house, I had 3 Weetabix with some milk and a cup of tea. That was it. I have an energy gel in my pocket for absolute emergency. Other than that, we're just running off fumes. Don't really need it. Very happy without any extra fuel. Very much looking forward to my hearty breakfast at the end of this run. Going downhill again, another steep one, which I presume is going to mean another climb at the other end. Tricky footing this one. I've now had 3 very near trips. The last one just back there, in between shots, just clipped my foot on a rock and managed to save myself. I do not want to fall at this point. Oh, some serious wind as well today. Don't know if you can pick that up in the camera, or rather on the microphone, to be more specific. Oh, I do love this. I really do. And how are we? 2:45 behind. C'est la vie. It will be what it will be. I'm not gonna be running 7-minute miles in this last couple of miles, so let's just enjoy. We are getting closer and closer to the end, and the path, the trail, is getting gnarlier and gnarlier, but so much fun. I mean, no words, absolutely no words. Oh, hey, look at this. Brutal. At least there's a bit of protection from the cliff edge. Just coming up around this corner, over Bex, and then South Sands and North Sands. Woo! Whoa! Think we found the wind. Morning. I forgot about the wind. Been nicely sheltered. Time check, 4.5 minutes behind schedule, which will equate to, I guess, an average pace of about 9.5 minute miles, I think. My maths is a bit crap when it comes to that. We'll find out when we get there. Most importantly, let's hope they're still serving breakfast. That's the only thing that matters. Oh. Treacherous footpath this. Absolutely treacherous. I am back on road. Must be about 11.5 miles. Just coming down into South Sands. Just got to tackle another short headland, and then I'm at North Sands, and I will be at my destination. What a run. Currently 4 minutes 20 seconds behind target. Let's see how much of this we can make up in this final little stretch of the run. Again, just allowing gravity to do its thing. Let me tell you right now, we are in a millionaire's playground. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Gravity, once again, working against me. Oh shit, this final climb of the day. Legs are now pooped. Sort of forgot that I had to do this bit. Digging deep. Gonna get through. Gonna get there. 4:27 behind. Who gives a shit? And final downhill, I can see the restaurant ahead of me. What a run. Just a reminder, if you have enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. Do find me on Instagram and on Strava and on TikTok. And I will absolutely see you at the end of week 11. This has been PKS Runs. I'll just let you see the beach because it's going to be beautiful. Here it is, folks. North Sands. And there is the support crew. Let me run down and find them. On the beach. Coco! Happy! Hello, my girl! Oh, okay. See you in the next video. So I've made it to breakfast with 1 minute to spare. I made it with several minutes to spare, but Laura's not the best timekeeper, so she was dicking around on the beach and they were waiting for us to serve. But anyway, nota bene, here is post-run breakfast. What a feast.